Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, you will learn everything you need to start using Zoom for your online meetings and collaborations. Whether you are a student, a teacher, or an entrepreneur, this tutorial is designed for you. So without taking much of our time, let's get started. Okay, so to sign up and create an account, all you need is just to open any of your browser. You can come to the search bar and just search for Google. Then you can come over here and just search for Zoom, just like so. Or you can alternatively go to zoom.us to take you to the main platform. So this is Zoom, one platform to connect. Okay, very easy. You can just click on the first option. Okay, and you'll be brought into this very platform. This is Zoom. Alternatively, like I said, you can come to zoom.us and it will still bring you over to this very platform. Now you have the option to just scroll through and have an idea into what Zoom does and what do they do in its entirety. You can see who they collaborate with, and now they are growing very, very fast. So they have quite a number of products that they have accordingly. So you can check their products from here if you're interested. But for this class, we'll just learn how to sign up and create an account. So to do that, you can come to the top right over here. You can see sign up for free and you can just go ahead and click. If you have an account, which means you've signed up before, you can just go ahead and sign in. All right. So you'll be brought in here. The first thing you need to do is to verify your age. How old are you? For example, let's say I'm 37. So you can put in your birth year. Okay, so let's say you put in your birth year, 1985, example, and you can just go ahead and say continue. So let's get started. Put in your email address. So let's say, so you have this much options. You can sign up with your email address and password, and you can sign up with SSO or Apple account. If you have an Apple account, you can sign up alternatively with your Google account if you have a free Google account, or you can sign up as well with Facebook. If you have any of these, you can just go ahead and sign up. SSO is usually for big companies, okay? They usually use it to sign, in which case they have multiple users, a bigger account, okay? So let's go ahead and sign up with Gmail. In my own case, let me use Gmail to sign up. So you select the account that you're trying to sign up with. Let's say I'm going with this account. Let's click on continue. So of course you have to agree to the term and conditions. So create your Zoom account with your Google account, this one. So if you are providing education for students under the age of 18, you can choose here for educators, okay? Otherwise, you can just go ahead and say create an account. So let's say for this account, we're just going to create a personal account, not for education. And right now you can see an account has been created for us. So this is the process. Just go ahead, search on Google, or you can come to zoom.us and you can sign up directly and it will bring you over here. Okay, just follow the process. It's very easy. It's step by step to just bring you over to this very platform. Now, this is the main platform of Zoom. You have the option to come to your profile here. You can check out the billings. You can add an account if you want to add another account. And of course, you can click here to have basic information about this very account. Or you can come over here to your profile and you can define quite a lot of things from here. Okay, so you can change you can add your phone number, you can change your date formats, the time format, as well as personal meeting format. You can see your personal meeting ID and so on. Okay, so right now you have the free license. These are other simple terms that you can just go ahead and check. So free to just come over, check out some of the features over here with the meetings that you may have. You can check out the meetings. You can schedule a meeting and you can upgrade now if you're interested. You can connect. You can check out webinars, you can add your phone details, you can check notes and so on. You can have these settings. We'll look into this very much in detail when we start. But from home, you can do quite a lot of things from here. For example, most importantly, from the home tab here, you can schedule a meeting, you can join a meeting, and you can host a meeting as well if you're interested. All right. Now, there are two ways to download this desktop app. The first option is you can download it directly. Once you log in from the home tab, you can come down here and you'll be able to see download Zoom, and this is going to download the app for you directly. Alternatively, you can come to Google and just search for Zoom download, just like this, and hit on enter, and it's going to bring you over to zoom.us/download to download the apps and plugins. So to bring you over to this very platform, so you can go ahead, download for your operating system. It is available for Windows, Mac, and even Linux operating system. So depending on which operating system you are working with, it will automatically detect. I'm using Mac operating system. That's why it quickly detect that this is Mac operating system. Okay, you can just go ahead and download for your own system. It's very easy to download, and installation also is very easy. So let's go ahead and click to download, and automatically you can see it has started the download. So we can give it some seconds to finish the download, and then I will show you how to install, just like the way you install normal applications within Mac operating system. Now down here, you can see that we have the extension on Microsoft Edge, we have on Chrome, we have on Firefox, and then down here we have the application. You can download it, the mobile version you can download on App Store, or you can download from Google Play as well. Okay, so it's very easy to download all of this and just attach. So meetings become very easy and accessible at any given point. Wherever you are, you can connect and join meetings, or you can start and monitor and manage meetings on your own. So let's just give it some seconds to finish the download so that I can show you how to install it and then log in with that particular account that we created at the beginning, and then we can continue using Zoom. Alright, so it has just finished the downloading, so you can just click to install. You can see it over here, just like the way we do install on any of the Mac operating system. You can just go ahead and install it by just double clicking here. And you can see you just follow the process of the installation, just like the way you do in normal installations. You can just go ahead and say install. So at some point, it may require you to put in your password of your system. So I use a thumbprint. If you don't use thumbprint, you can use your password directly. You can just click to use your password. In my own case, I use my thumbprint, so I can just touch and it's going to continue the installation. Alright, so you can see right now it has just concluded, installation successful. So you can just go ahead and close. You can move to bin if you're interested. So this now pops up the Zoom feature. You can just join in directly like we have done before. You can also sign up from here, or you can sign in directly. If you already have an account, you can sign in. So let's just go ahead and sign in just the way we signed in with my Google account the other time. So you can sign in with your email and password if you're interested, but I'm just going to go ahead and sign up with my Google account. So let's say I'm going to use the same account that I've used previously. All right, so you can see right now I've just logged into my Zoom account, and you'll be brought in virtually to this very platform. So one thing you should pay attention to is at any given point, if your Zoom is outdated, you can always update it from here. You can come down here and say check for updates, and you'll be able to see the available updates, and you can update accordingly. Please do that, even though sometimes it may require a restart of the entire app, but it's good to keep up with the latest information, latest discovery within the platform. Now, this is the main platform where you'll be welcomed with when you log in through the app as well. Okay, so you have the access to start an instant meeting, and you can join an existing meeting with the username and password, which will be provided by any meeting that is scheduled. You can schedule a meeting for now or for a later time, maybe tomorrow, next month. You can schedule your meetings directly from here, and then you can share your screen very easily. So if you have an upcoming meeting, this is where you will see the meeting. You can schedule also directly from here. You can open recordings that you've done through the meetings and so much more. But this is the main platform where you'll be welcomed with once you download the desktop app. Okay, so this concludes this class about downloading and installing Zoom desktop application for Mac operating system. The process is the same for Windows and Linux as well. So just go ahead, download and install it on your system. So you can search for Zoom extension or apps and be brought in here, or you can come to zoom.us/download, be brought in here. So these are Zoom extensions for browsers. Okay, so you can have depending on which browser you're using. So let's go, I'm going with Chrome. Okay, or you can go with let's say Edge, because I'm using Edge right now. So let's go with Edge. So you can just click to download. Okay, so once you're here, you can just go ahead and click on Get to download it. It's very easy. It's just going to download and install it for you. Okay, so you can go ahead and say add extension. Okay, so right now you can see it has been added to your Microsoft Edge. So anytime, instead of you to go to the desktop app or to go online directly and start typing zoom.us, you can always have access to your Zoom by just clicking on that. You can see it. Or you can come to the extensions. You can see Zoom Edge extension over here. You can just click and you can just go ahead and sign into Zoom and start your meetings very easily. Once you sign in, you can just start having access to Zoom. Okay, so like I said, the process is the same for Google Chrome as well as Mozilla Firefox. It's the same process. You can just go ahead, follow through, and just click to get, so you have the same extension on your browser. So to do that, you can come to your Play Store over here. You can click on it, and you can come all the way up and search for Zoom directly on your own, and you'll be able to see it over here. If Zoom is already installed on your system, you'll be able to see, and you can enable it directly. If it is not installed, just like the way you install every other normal application on your mobile phone, you can just go ahead and install it directly. Right now, this one has been installed, and we can just go ahead and click on open to open it. And you can see also in the mobile app as well, we have the option to start a new meeting. You can join an existing meeting, or you can schedule a meeting directly. You can schedule a meeting, or you can share your screen just like the way we have on the desktop app. And down here, you can add a calendar. If you have a specific calendar, maybe your Google or your workplace calendar, you can easily add it directly. And down here, you have other settings. You have the calendar, you have the mail, team chat, and so on. All of these applications is the same, so just like the one we have within the desktop app. It is easy to download and install the application just like we have shown earlier on. So once you download and install the applications, you'll be brought in over to this very platform. Now, the first thing you need to notice is that you have these 4 items which enable you to start a new meeting, to join an existing meeting, to schedule a meeting, or you can share your screen like we've explained earlier on. So these are very, very important, and they are the most basic thing you need to start and join an existing meeting. So whatever meeting that you have scheduled with your team members or within your company, you'll be able to see it over here. It will be listed over here, and you have the option to join a particular meeting instantly by just clicking on join. Once you are added to among the participants, you'll be able to see them over here. And if you're hosting meetings as well, you'll be able to see the number of meetings and when are you having it, and you can join and make edits also if you want. Now at the top here, you have quite a number of things. You have the home tab, you have the meetings, the team chat, the scheduler, the whiteboard, and more features over here. You can move them across. If you don't want their positions, you can exchange them accordingly very easily, and you can search directly for a particular thing you are looking for. And then over here, you have the option to click on this profile icon. You can manage my profile, you can open it on a different tab, you can check out the plans and so on, and you can show your email complete if you want to show, and you can change your availability from available to busy to do not disturb. You have this option to put in while you are conducting your meeting, so other members of your team can know exactly your status before, during, and even after the meetings. Okay, so you have the option to check for updates. Like I have said, you can check up for updates over here, and you have the settings. Okay, there are many settings which we are going to cover in this course about how to set up things and take control of your Zoom meetings directly. But just this one is just an overview of the platform and understanding the key things before you even start a meeting. Now let's say we start an instant meeting, so that I can show you some of the basic things. Also, you understand some of the overview of the meeting platform as well. So when you join a particular meeting, what happens? So let's start an instant meeting by just clicking on new meeting, and instantly you can now see that you have already joined a particular meeting. Okay, so this is an empty meeting that you've just started. Now down here to the bottom, you can see the audio device. You can control the devices, and whatever you attach to your system as regards to audio can be able to control or select a particular device to serve as your microphone, and select a particular device to serve as your speaker as well. So I'm using the same as system, which is my MacBook as my speaker, and I'm using my Rode NT USB mic as my microphone. So you can set everything here. And then this is the video option. You can check over here also, and check over here to select a particular camera that you want to use for the recording or for the meeting. You can check all these from here. And then over here, you'll be able to see the number of participants that you have. Right now, it's only me in the meeting, so that's why I'm seeing only myself. In cases when you have many participants, you'll be able to see all of them over here. You can send chat messages directly. You can send chats to private or to everyone or to a particular participant. You can be able to send chats directly with this feature. And then you have the reaction tab. This is reaction. You can raise your hand, or you can add up or show other reactions during the meeting. Now over here is your share screen. This is where you can share your screen. You can share screen, you can share a particular document, or you can check advanced, where you can be able to share more features. You can share sound as well. Sometimes if you want to share video, you can click on this to enable you to share sound as well. And then you have all of the tabs that you have open within your system. You'll be able to select on any of them. This is entire screen. These are application windows. You can select on any, and once you say share, it's going to start sharing this particular one. So we'll look at this in detail. You can share documents as well. You can go to advanced and see other features as well. So here we'll explore the AI companion and what you can do with it directly. Then down here we have applications. There are a number of applications that Zoom had made available for its users, which we can take a look and see some of them, how we can use them to enhance our experience with Zoom as well. Alright, so over here you have more options. You can click and you'll be able to see the whiteboard. You can start a whiteboard and you can edit an existing whiteboard, or you can participate within a whiteboard to share ideas, to brainstorm ideas and so on. Then you have notes. You can share your notes and you can take notes also while in the meeting. So you can have breakout rooms, you can record a meeting. You have all of these additional features. You can reset to default everything. If you're interested, you can do all that. And down here, you can exit a meeting at any given point, and you can vary the view in the meetings as well. From here, you have the speaker view, the gallery view, the multi-speaker, immersive view. We'll look at all of these views in detail, how you can control a particular meeting by playing around with your views. And over here, this is the main canvas where you will see all the participants. Depending on the view that you put here, you can put in the grid view and you'll be able to see all of the participants participating in that particular meeting. You'll be able to see all of them and even chat with them privately if you're interested. So whenever you log into your Zoom account, be it from the app or from the web browser, you'll be able to see if you have an upcoming meeting. For example, in this case, you can see testing meeting with Zoom participants. This is the meeting I just created. You can see it is going to start in 10 minutes time. Now all the meetings that you have, you will be able to see all of them over here. So you have the option to start the meeting. When it is 15 minutes to the meeting, you can always click to start and participants can now join the meeting. If you don't click this start button, the meeting will not start. Even if someone tries to log in or tries to join the meeting, he will notice that the computer will tell him that the meeting is not yet started. So he has to wait at the lobby until it is started. Now to schedule a particular meeting, all you need is to come to this button. This is schedule. You can just click on schedule, and the first thing you need to do is to give the meeting a title. What is the meeting all about? So let's say discussing about the grants. Okay, discussing about the grants, and then you specify the date. When do you want it to happen? So you specify, I want it to happen today, and the timing. For example, I want it to happen at 9:30, and then up to, let's say, 10 minutes, 9:30 to 10, and then you can specify the date it will finish. Of course, it's going to finish today. Now you have the option to specify the timing. Where are you from? Specify, you choose the time zone of your own areas. I'm in Africa, in Lagos, which is GMT +1. So that's why everything is set like this. If you're in a different region, you can just go ahead, select your region, and you can select the timing that you have over there. You have the option to repeat this because it's going to alarm to you. You can repeat this. I set it to never repeat. You can add attendees by their email addresses. You can just easily search for email address and you can send invitation directly to a particular person. So for example, I can search for Epic Mentorship 1 at gmail.com as one of the participants I want to invite. All right. So down here, if you have any attachment concerning the meeting, you can equally attach it over here. So people receiving this invitation can be able to have access to that particular attachment. So you can add attachment from local files, from Whiteboard. So let's say I'll attach from local files within my system. I can just select this thumbnail as an example just to add. So people who are receiving this invitation will equally have access to this attachment. Now you have the option to, you can send directly. So you can select which of the calendars you want to use. Okay, Outlook or other calendars, you can easily add your calendar. I usually go with my Google Calendar, which I added by default. So once you're done, you have more options. If you want to see more options, you've seen the attendees. You can enable continuous meeting chat. Anybody with this link can chat during the meeting and after the meeting. So you can see this is the ID. This is my personal ID that we have generated by default within my profile. But if you want to have automatically generated IDs, you can have this. But if you want to use your ID also, you can. This is a password that is going to generate for anybody that wants to join to use this password. So when you want to join any meeting, you have to have two options to join a meeting, but we'll talk about that. So now own idea, our main point is to try to see how we can schedule a meeting. And this is, we're going to use automatically generated meeting ID, and then the password meeting security is going to be this. So you can allow participants to on their video or off it. Okay, you can control as well. You can control from here. So the audio, you can use computer audio. And if you have other advanced options as well, you can check out the advanced. Allow participants to join anytime. If you want anybody with the link to join directly, you can just click on this. Or mute participants upon entry. You can mute them directly from here. Or automatically record meetings on the local computer. You can set it to automatically record, but any participant that joins will be prompted that this meeting is being recorded. Approve or block any entry of users from specific countries, regions. You can specify this, and you can block entries from a particular region of the world. Okay, so once everything is done here, we've set everything, and you're certain and comfortable with what you have, you can just go ahead and say send this. Okay, and you can now be able to see within your calendar that you have two meetings. This first one that we've discussed that starts in 4 minutes, and this second one that you've just created. So once you click on it, you'll be able to see the details of that meeting. Okay, these are participants that you've added. It's an external participant, but you're the host who created the meeting. You can click to start the meeting, and down here you have the main theme that is required to start any meeting. So you can see this is the meeting ID, this one, and this is the password that anybody joining this meeting is going to use. You can use the meeting ID and password, or you can join the meeting directly by clicking on this link to join the meeting. Okay, because it's going to happen at 9:30, and right now it's just 8:57. That's why the start menu is not shown here, and the red timing also is not shown here. So let's try to see how we can copy this link. We can copy this detail, and we can share with our friends, anybody who wants to join, who you are interested in inviting to join this meeting. You can just copy this link and you can share with them. And once they click or they enter the meeting ID and the password, they can join the meeting anytime. Once you start, click on this start menu. So for now, let's try. So this is how to schedule a meeting. You can see we've just scheduled. If you have any issue, you want to edit the meeting or you want to extend the timing, you can always log into your account and you can come to these three dots. For example, this one, you can start the meeting instantly, and then you can copy the invitation and share with somebody, or you can edit. For example, I may want to edit, maybe add 5 minutes to the timing. So maybe this one is starting at 9 and now it's just 2 minutes to 9. So I can just click and say, let it start at 9:05, for example, or 9:03. I can just take this and it's going to stop at 9:33. So once you're done, you're starting with everything, you can say save to this, and you can still copy this invitation. So this is Epic AI is inviting you to attend this scheduled Zoom meeting. So these are the details. You can manually copy them on your own, or you can just copy directly from here by just clicking on copy. It has just copied. So you can go anywhere within your text and just paste directly. You copy the invitation and let's paste it somewhere. All right, so let's paste it over here. So anybody with this link can join, or you can join using the username and password directly very easily. Now this is the first option, how to schedule a meeting. Okay, so again, if you want to join an existing meeting, for example, you are invited by your company to join this particular meeting that is ongoing now. As you can see, the meeting is still ongoing. You can come over here. Once you log into your account, you can just come to join a meeting, and over here you define your name. For example, this is Dr. Rashid. Don't connect with audio or turn off my video. You can specify all this from here. And then you can put in the meeting ID or the personal link that you are given. So the meeting ID, you can get it from here. So this is the meeting ID. You copy this meeting ID. Okay, so this is the second method to join a particular meeting. So you paste in the ID and then the password. You just click on join over here, and sometimes you can just join just like that. As you are the host, you can just click and join. Now you have to define, you join with the computer audio. you have the option, since you are the host initially, you can reclaim your host position or you can stay as a participant. So I can just stay as a participant to continue. So basically, this is how to start a meeting and how to join a meeting. All right. So on your own, if you want to say something in the meeting, you can push the shift key to open your mic so you can speak. Once you press and hold your mic, you can now temporarily unmute yourself and speak. And once you remove your hand, you are now out of speaking and the meeting can go on like this. And anybody within the meeting can go ahead and talk. Okay. So this is joining a meeting, and you can see the participants like we've explained earlier. You have the option to do quite a lot of things from here. Like you can rename them, and you can click on this drop down. You can chat this particular person. You can click and you can say this is private. You are sending this message to only this person. You can just say hi and welcome to the meeting. Okay, you can just hit on enter. But then before you hit on enter, you notice that you have the option to change the format of the text from here. You can select, you can bold a particular text, you can bold, you can italize, you can underline things, you can strike through a particular text, and you can change the coloration as well to any color of your choice. You have the option to do all this from here directly, and then you can change the uppercasing, the sizing. You can make it large, small, or medium. You can change the sizing of the text, as well as you can add attachments. If you're trying to add attachments, you can type or paste a link to the attachment to confirm, or you can add a link to this and send to this person, or you can link this word to a particular link. For example, you can say www.google.com, for example. So when this person click on this link, it's going to take him to Google. And then you have the paragraph. You can add in paragraphs. You can make this a bulleted list or numbered list or thereabout. You can see more options: decrease the indenting, increase the indenting, insert quotes, and clear the style as you so wish. So all these are available for you, and you have the option to add in different kind of emojis. Okay, you can see different types of emojis which you can add within a particular meeting. You can have access to all of these, and you can chat and add all of these details easily. And then over here, you can attach files from your computer or from Dropbox, from Google Drive or Microsoft SharePoint. You can share directly all of this. Okay, and then you have the screenshot. You can screenshot something and then you can share with them directly. So for example, I want to take a screenshot of this. You can just go ahead and take the screenshot and just share directly within that meeting. So got it. Capture. All right, so I have the screenshot. I can just go ahead and send this to the person as a private message. Okay, so the person is going to receive this, and then we can continue with our chats. All right, so this is basics. You can also select a particular person and you can do quite a lot more. Since you are not the host, that's why you have less privilege as regards what you can do over here. You can not mute a particular person. You cannot do quite a number of things. You can only chat, you can pin this person, and so on. So let's say I have this existing Zoom meeting and I want to share my screen, maybe some section of my screen, or maybe a tab within my screen, or the entire screen. I'll show you how to do that. So in a particular meeting, for example, this meeting going on, I can just come down to share. You can see this share with the arrow facing up. That is the sharing screen option. You can just click, and the first option you have here is you can be at the screens over here. So this gives you the opportunity to share all the content within your screen. If you share the entire screen, this is going to be sharing your own entire screen. Okay, it's going to be sharing your entire screen. So whatever tab, whatever browser, whatever software, whatever program you open, is just going to show is to the participant. And if you want to share applications or windows directly, you can select a particular window. Now I have all of these windows open. If I select on any of them and go ahead and click on share, it's going to share that particular window or that particular page that I have just selected. In most cases, I always like to share the entire screen, which is going to take in everything. Now you have two options when sharing the entire screen. You can share only the screen like you have here, or you can share the screen with your video attached, something like a picture in picture. So let me try to on my camera over here so you can see me talk, something like this. Okay, so you can have this as a picture in picture. You can see this is my video and this is the screen that I'm sharing. So you can see most of these during for example video tutorials, people showing themselves in picture format. Okay, so you can have this with me down, or you can have this with me sharing the screen behind me, just like the way you see over here. This is a much better way of showing it. Or you can on your own share side by side, me and the screen or whatever you are sharing by the side. So you have this option to check in during any of your shares. If you want to share anything, you can be able to do that directly. But mostly the one I prefer most is this one with the picture in picture. So I have the entire screen behind me and I can explain everything that I want to explain. So let's say we go with sharing entire screen, and I can just go ahead and click on share. You can see right now I'm sharing my screen. So whoever is watching this from the other end is going to see me sharing my screen, and it's going to see my calendar over here. And if I touch on this, he's going to see that I have this PowerPoint that I've prepared for the intro of this course. What is Zoom and what are some of the benefits? You'll be able to see this from his own end directly. Okay, that's how it is being done. So alternatively, if at any given point you decided to stop sharing, you can always come up here. You can see stop share, and you can just click, and then this is going to stop sharing your screen from the other end. All right, so this is one way, sharing the entire screen. But if you have a specific tab or a specific page that you want to share, you can go ahead and share it as well. So you can follow the same method, share, and then you can select a particular page. Well, let's say I want to share this folder, only this folder, and I don't want the viewers or the participants to have access to the other folders, and it's going to be picture in picture as well, showing myself down here. So you just select that folder and just go ahead and click on share, and the participants can only be able to view this particular folder I'm working on, okay, this one, and they can be able to see the content, whatever is inside. You can be able to visualize it. So this is very, very interesting. It's just showcasing a particular section of this folder. Okay, only the folder that I've enabled them to see is what they are going to see. Okay, so at any given point as well, if you want to stop the share, you can always come over here and say stop share, and this is going to stop the sharing as well. So the last option is you can click on share, but then you have to share a document. So you can share a whiteboard that you're working on, displaying your ideas, okay? And then you can share documents also from this, from OneDrive, from Box, from Google Drive, from Dropbox, and so on. And then in most cases, if you want to share a video, you have to make sure you select this to share with sound. If you want to share a video, for example, you want to play a YouTube video and you want the audience to be able to hear the sound on their own end, then you have to always select this share sound as well. So if not, it's just going to be muted, okay? And you can always do that. You can share high quality also, stereo high quality, you can select directly from there. And then you have this much options. And the advanced feature, when it comes to sharing, you'll be able to share a video file directly, or you can share your iPhone, or you can share a second camera. If you have another camera, you can select and share the content directly from that camera. Or if you want to share a computer audio or an iPad via a cable that you've connected, or a portion of your screen, you can directly select and you can be able to define the portion of the screen that you want to share directly. So you can as well always come back to check out this layout and options to see what you have. So it's very, very easy to share screen and to kind of define the kind of picture in picture that you are trying to share with people. So sharing of screen becomes very easy, and most fundamentally, try to share the entire screen to make life easier for you, so you don't have to always switch in between things or switch in between shares and stop sharing and so on. Advisably, better to share the entire screen. Now to start with, let's say I have this meeting that I have just joined and I want to set out some of the features. I want to get my settings right as regards the audio and the video. So all you need to do is to start by coming to down here, the bottom left, and you can see this small arrow facing the audio. Like I've said earlier on, if you want to talk during the meeting, you can use your mouse to click on this and be able to speak inside the meeting, or you can click to mute yourself. Okay, you can do that with this space bar. You can long press to open temporarily or mute yourself, and release your hand to mute yourself. Now to set up the audio and to select which device you want to talk in and which device you want to serve as a speaker, you can always click on this small arrow facing up. You can click on this and you can see select a microphone device. All the devices that you have connected within your system, you'll be able to see them. So you can select which one do you want to function as your base microphone throughout this meeting. So let's say I'm going to select my Rode NT USB mic. So this is now my default microphone for this meeting. If I want to have the speaker where I want to be listening to the conversations I will have during the meeting, you can set that up from here. Okay, so I want to use same as my system, or if you have an external device or external USB or external headphone that you have, you can always select that particular speaker from here and it's going to serve as your default speaker. Now, if you want to have more settings as regards the audio, you can come down here and click on audio settings and you'll have this option to choose between all the settings that you have. For example, you'll notice over here that the output volume is set to this. You can increase it or decrease it however you want it. You can increase the output volume. You can use spatial audio. Voices will sound like they are coming from the position of each of person in the screen, and you can use this separate audio device to play ringtones simultaneously. Now you can test your mic that you have using this. You can just go ahead and test the mic. Hello, this is just a test, and you'll be able to hear your own. Hello, this is just a test. You can see, I think this is very perfect. I can hear the sound and I think it's very cool. So over here, you can adjust the microphone volume as well. So you can play around with the volume and so on. All right. So, but everything, keeping it at default works perfect for you. The ringtone volume, you can play around with this. The contacts, sync buttons, press and hold space to temporarily unmute, which is a feature I've just shown you. You can enable all this. Mute my mic when joining. You can set up on this as well. So anytime I'm joining a meeting, my mic is going to stay muted. Okay. So over here, you can select the system device as well from here. The microphone device that you want to use from here as well. You can see I can select from the available devices as well as the output, which is the speaker. I can select also from the available devices. All are under the audio section. Now, this is the first option to deal with audio. If you want to go to the audio, select the video. If you want to go to the video and select a particular camera that you want to work on specifically, you can always click on this arrow as well. So you can select directly from the list of cameras that you have, and you can just go ahead and select. So alternatively, if you want to have a blur background within your video, you can select on this and it is going to give you that blur background that you see in most videos during meetings. You can choose a virtual background also if you're interested, which we are going to cover in this tutorial, how to choose a virtual background, a customized background for a specified meeting. I'm going to show you how to choose all of those also within this. You can choose an avatar or a video filter. I'll show you how to add all of these through this tutorial. But for now, for more settings as regards the video, I want to use my USB camera, which is the one I have attached to my system. That's the one I've just selected over here. If you have another camera or you want to see more settings regarding the video, you can check out the video settings over here. And you can see this is the video settings. All right, so let's just go on. You can go ahead and select which of the camera. You can make it HD or can vary the original ratio. You can mirror my video if you want to, and you can touch up my appearances if you want to make it look a bit better. Okay, you can touch up the appearances, you can reduce the quality, you can increase the quality so it appears pretty sharp. Okay, so you can adjust for low light. In cases if you find yourself in a place where there is low light, you can always adjust directly. So you can do manual adjustment and you can just extend or increase or decrease the lighting. Okay, you can see very easily. You can enable portrait lighting if you want, but I think without it is much better. So you have quite a number of controls that you have. Always display participants' name on their videos. You can enable this and you'll be able to see that particular participant's name through the tutorial. So you have stop my video when joining. You can enable these and bunch of other controls that you can select. Maximum participants display per screen in a gallery. Later on, we'll look at this. You can have a maximum of 25 participants or 49, depending. You can customize this as well from your own end as the host. If you have other advanced features as regards your video, you can select as well and change them accordingly. So basically, this is how to change the audio and video settings within Zoom. If you are conducting a meeting, you can select on any device and you can go ahead and play around with them. directly. But then let's go back and let me show you how to blur the background. So let's see how the blurring background is going to help you in looking better. Or maybe you don't want to show the content of what is behind you. So let's say I on my camera over here. You can see me right now, and then you can come over to this small arrow. You can choose to blur the background. You can see right now the background is blurred. You cannot be able to categorically see what is behind me directly. Can do that. You can confirm that when I go to the video settings, and you can see right now the background is completely blurred. Okay, so you can see it is blurred, and I think sometimes it's a good option to have this, so you be able to, the subject is now being concentrated. Okay, so to start with, let me just start an anonymous meeting, just a new meeting, just like that. Let me join with my computer audio. All right, so this is me in the meeting. So to change the background or to add virtual backgrounds, let me start by turning on my video by coming down here and just clicking on this. And you can see I've just turned on my video. Now my background at the moment is blurred. I can change it by coming to this small arrow and just going to the video settings over here. So you can see this is my video settings. And at the moment, my background is blurred. If I don't want it blurred, I can change it also from here. All right, from this arrow, I can uncheck the blur nature. And you can see right now, my background is not blurred. You can see clearly what is behind me. Now, to change some of the basic things like you can choose between the camera options over here, and you can give yourself some touches from here, so on. But then to change the background and effects, you can always come to background and effects over here. Okay, so you can see right now the virtual background is set to none, but you can choose in blurred. So you can see blurred directly, or you can use this as your background, or you can change to something like this. This is kind of a bit much more professional. Or in cases if you want videos as your background, you can select something like this, and you can see myself within a beach. Okay, so this is a video behind me. You can add anything virtually. This is kind of cool because it's playing and it's just moving video. So this is about backgrounds. If you want, you can import different backgrounds that you have within your system. So to do that, you can come to the plus sign over here, click on add. You can add an image, or you can add a video as you so wish. So let's try with an image first. And then you can navigate to wherever you have that image within your system. Assuming I have this one, I can select it and click on open, and that automatically becomes my background. You can see it behind me. All right. So you're free to have a green screen. In cases if you have a green screen, the background is going to be properly your own image, or the video is going to be very much proper, and you won't have this wobbly nature when you are moving across. Okay, across the edges of my face or my body when you have a green screen. So if you have a green screen behind you, then you can enable this feature. It is going to give you that perfect nature, and you can mirror your video at any given point with just this simple click. Depending, sometimes if you are using the background, you may have to mirror it to be able to have it better arranged within you. So that's about adding an image. So you can add a video also by coming to add a video, and you can select any video of your choice. You can just add it, and it's going to function behind you just like you have seen this one. So it's very easy to change into anything as far as it is adding value or bringing professionalism to what you have. So that's about adding, and at any given point you can come down to none, or you can select any specific one that you're interested. Now let's look at video filters. There are lots of filters here that you can add. Filters also give you another touch to what you have. Like, it's just like an AI because it automatically detects some sections of your body. So for example, let me put in these glasses, and you can see I look kind of fantastic with it. You can check around. There are lots of other filters that you can add depending on what you are looking for. You can have, I kind of like these caps sometimes because it gives you that professional look that, yeah, you're somebody, but maybe you want to go anonymous. You can put in this cap and you can deliver your lessons directly. You can have the one-eyed man, or you have this hat. So it's very easy, and it's interesting sometimes to have any of these. If you're interested, you can just go ahead and give it a try. So these are video filters. You have avatars. Sometimes it may come in handy that you need to put in avatars to work directly. So you can just, with just one click, activate avatars. Okay. So let me go back to this and say none to this. Go back to avatars and then select a particular one. Okay, so let's select any. And you can see right now, this is my avatar and now becomes me even during the meeting. Okay, you want to remain anonymous and you want to use avatars, you can easily select on any of them and that becomes you during the meeting. Okay, you can always click to add to create your own avatar, which is a bit advanced for this particular course. So we're not going to create any avatar. But for the basics, this is how to add in virtual background and change it maybe from images to videos as you so wish. It's very easy to give it a try. And right now, if you are done with the avatars, you can always come down to none over here and you can see I'm back to myself. And you can go back to filters. If you want to add any, you can add. If you have a virtual background, you can add. You can check out the studio effect over here. This is when you can add in different kind of studio effects. For example, you can have the eyebrows. I used to like it. So you can see right now, it gives me a little bit of a professionalism in my puppet. You can see, okay, different version. And then you can change the coloration if you don't want black. You can have brown, so on. You can change the coloration directly and the opacity as well. You can change how opacity or how opaque it's going to be. Now you can add this mustache if you want with just one click. We're able to add mustache. You can see right now it's becoming very much clearer within me, even though it's something I have, but it is making it very, very clear. You can see the sharpness is now very sharp. Okay, so you can check out here and see the sample of what I have. So you can check out the mustache and beard and lip color. If you are a woman, you can click and you can see right now it has just changed the color of my lips. All right, so very easy and interesting. You can add in coloration as you so wish, and you can check and change around things and play around with all of them. So once you're done, you can always reset and go back to normal, or you can close this to close. Okay. So for example, let's start an instant meeting. Let's join with computer audio, and as the admin, while you are conducting a meeting, you will notice that there are lots of items over here. Like we have explained, there are so many tools that you can use to enhance your experience. So our target for this class is Whiteboard. You can see it over here, or sometimes you have to come to more and then you see it Whiteboard. Okay, so by just clicking on this small arrow, you can define who is allowed to share a whiteboard. Is it host only or all participants? So I can make it all participants. And who can initiate new whiteboard in the meeting? You can say all participants. And who can facilitate in the meeting? You can say all participants. I think this is okay. So you can go back. Let's kickstart a whiteboard by coming over here and just clicking on whiteboard. So you have the option to kickstart a whiteboard, a new whiteboard. It's going to be a brand new whiteboard, or an existing whiteboard that you have within a meeting. You can as well continue to work on it. So let's start a new whiteboard. So this is a brand new whiteboard. All right. So this is the normal whiteboard that you have. So this space is everything to yourself. You have everything to yourself. You can write as anything as you want. You can use the freehand tool. Like you see, the default is just a black pen. You have a lot of features over here that you can use to enhance your experience over here. Okay, so whatever you want to define or whatever idea you want to showcase, you can actually work on it over here, sharing different kind of brainstorming of ideas. So in terms of using pen, this is the normal pen, the default one. You have the option to, this is pen, you have different types. You have normal pen, you have highlighter, and you have the eraser. Anytime you click on the eraser, you can erase anything. You can clean any section of the write-up that you have. And you have the highlighter also that enables you to highlight options. Okay, in any case, you can highlight. Mostly, you can change the color from here. You can just click, and usually highlighters come in yellow color. Okay, something like that. So you can always use it to erase or to highlight something. And you can always change the line thickness. Right now it's thin. You can make it thicker, as you can see. And you can always use the eraser to erase as well. Very easy. Okay, you can do that with the pen tool as well. You can change the color, okay, and make it probably red. All right, and you can write anything of your choice. You can brainstorm any idea of your choice. And one last thing as regards pen that I kind of like is this smart drawing. It really is powerful. You can click on it, and when you want to draw anything, it automatically approximates to that particular shape. For example, if I want to draw a rectangle, right, it just automatically approximates to that rectangle. If I want to draw something like a square, you just quickly approximate to that. If you want to draw a circle, it's not perfect, but you can see it just picked in the idea that you're trying to draw a circle, and it quickly converts it to a circle. You can change the coloration and thickness as well of the line as you so wish. So this is about the pen. This is we're using the automatic, okay, the auto drawing. So you have the shapes. You have shapes of different types. You can check out all shapes over here, and you'll be able to see more shapes. You can have from circle to this kind of arrows, okay, if you want to signify something, you want to point at something. And once you select on any element as well, you have this much options. You can assign text to it. For example, follow here, okay, and you can select that particular text, and you have a bunch of controls over here. You can play around with the text color, all right, you can play around with the font style. You can make it bold. You can italize it as well if you're interested. You can italize it and so on. You can play around with the sizing and make it something like that. Okay, so you have a bunch of options that you can change. You can change the alignment of the text as well, and you can put in bulleted points if you have bulleted, and you can change the fill color as well. So you can change the fill color of the element that you are dealing with. Okay, so let's say we'll go something like this, and you see it's kind of a bit better. So this is the outline. You can change the outline options, okay, the outline coloration as well as the border thickness. You see the outline is now red, and the border thickness, you can increase it also, and you can have it to be dashed instead of a full line. You can make it dashed, and it looks a bit better and professional. You can see. So there are a bunch of controls on what you can do as regards the whiteboard. It's a very cool feature that I think Zoom has done quite a fantastic job here. You can see different kind of callouts. You can use callouts of different types. Okay, you can see equations. You can click on this also to see more options, and you can come over here, see quite a number of them. You have this star. If you want to add it, you can just go ahead and add it. The default is what we have left before, but you can change anything, and you can log against changes. You can add comments to this, so for other people to also continue or to make edits. I can add a comment and say add someone. You can call in someone, Epic Mentorship, for example, or Epic AI, someone within the meeting. Please adjust the coloration. Okay, so you can easily add a comment, and a member of team that is within this whiteboard, that is within the meeting, can also work on this particular project. So it fosters collaboration. You can work collaboratively with your colleagues, the team members, by just adding in things. So while selecting a particular element, you can still come to more here, and you have a bunch of other features. You can copy this element, can copy it as an image, or you can paste it, duplicate, copy link to object, and so on. Create frame if you want to create a frame, bring forward, backward. You can change the layering options and so on. Okay, and you can generate from text, export this as a PDF, or you can export it as a PNG, anything you want. Okay, you can do it. It's quite rich as regards features when it comes to whiteboarding. So that's shapes. Let's close on shapes. So this is pen. So these are shapes, and you have lines of different types. You have lines, you can see them. You can have arrows to demonstrate things on your own. I kind of like arrows sometimes, especially when I want to draw flow charts of items. Okay, so you can select, and you have a bunch of things that you can do with arrows. You can change the coloration as well of all the elements that you've selected. You can see we can change the color of this, make it blue or make it this color. Okay, so this is text. You can click and add text anywhere. So let's say welcome to my channel, for example. Please remember to subscribe. Okay, this is just a text, and as a text, you can select the text also and have all of these features to play around with. So in any case, you can click on anything and you can move it around very easily. You can click and you can move things around easily, and when you hold down the shift key, you will just move along the axis. Okay, so you can just click and move things around to any location of your choice. You can move any element that you want. Okay, you just click and you can carry out the movement. So you have the sticky notes, which is what I want very much. So sticky notes, you just draw, and you can add text inside. So this is step 1, for example. You can resize it. Okay, and you can select and resize the text within as well. Select and resize the text. Okay, the sizing, you can make it 10, or you can make it, let's say 16. It's quite small, but you can do quite a lot with this. You can add text. You can do anything. Okay, you can do anything. can explain the step, and then you can add another sticky note, for example, and call this step 5. Step 5, okay, and you can move it somewhere, paste it here. So step 1 to step 5, okay. So you can be as detailed as you want, and you can put arrows to signify things. So that's sticky notes. You can even select it and move it, like I said, and you have all of these features as well. You can change the color within, and then you can add links, you can lock it against changes and so on. You can do quite a lot here. Then you have comments. You can add comments like you've explained. You can create frames. You can just create frame of different types, 16 by 9, 4 by 3, 1 by 1. You define all frames. You can see them over here. You can add a frame, and you can easily work on frames, different types of frames. So you can select and you can create a frame, and you can create all your things within a particular frame. For example, you can say step 5, you can bring it inside this frame to make things easier for yourself. And you can copy this and paste, okay, or you can duplicate this, move it to somewhere, for example, and then you can change the color, okay. Very easily you can just create things. You can duplicate, you can move, you can say step 1, 2, 3. Very easily. If you like, you can change it. So these are done within frames, okay, within a particular frame. Step 3, okay, and you can use arrows if you want to just connect all of them. And in each case, you can zoom out to be able to see all your board, what you have been creating so far, okay. You can move things around. You can use the hand tool to pan around so you can see the board, the entire board, what you have been creating, and you can always zoom in to a particular section of your creations. And then down here, you have the option to check out the templates. There are existing templates that you can work with, depending Agile and Scrum, brainstorming, ideation, and so on. Okay, so you can see these are existing templates that you can easily work on if you know exactly what you are looking for. Design and research, mapping and diagramming, meeting and retrospectives, science and education. You can say brainstorming and ideation. You can just click on any and you can continue editing a particular section. So this one, if it is something you like, you can always go ahead and say use template, and you can edit this very easily. So down here, you can import things, you can upload things. For example, you have an image somewhere, you can just easily click and you can just bring it in, and you can work on it directly within this. So you can click on the image and move it around. You can make it smaller. All right, you can reposition it anywhere. And you have this much features. You can download it, you can crop it to any section, you can resize it, and you have all of these features up to yourself to deal with this particular image. And once you're done, you have more tools down here. Also, if you are interested, you can have more tools down. You can click here to see it is rich with many things. You can have charts, which is what I want the most. You can see bar chart of different horizontal and so on. So you can click and you'll have access to, you can just draw it somewhere. Okay, you can see. So when you double click now, you'll have the option to the data. You can go ahead and edit it and do anything you want within here. You can change and vary the data, and at any given point, you can enable the values to show if you don't want, or if you want the values to show within the graph, you can enable or disable the labels and so on. You have a bunch of controls that you can do. You can change the labels. I just click in series 1, series 2, and you can change it and redefine it accordingly. So this becomes easy for you during your presentation or during your meetings with your members. So there's quite a lot of features that you can access. You can access Google Drive, you can access Asana, embed a content, you can create cards, Kanban, mind map, and so on. There's so much you can do over here. But the first thing I needed to do before you start using the whiteboard is to create a name for the whiteboard, which you can do that by coming here. So you can call this maybe grant meeting brainstorming. So you can click out, and this now is saved in the cloud and you can have access to it at any point. So when you're done here, you can come over here. You have a series of other options. You can comment on a panel. You can put in all eyes on me, something like centered, and you can share the document. You can add in people, or you can copy the link and give people the permission to join. And so you can add people, and you can give them control, whether they can be editors or commenters or just viewers within a particular meeting. So this is very basic. Sharing becomes very fantastic. This is how you can work with the whiteboard. But another important feature that I always use within whiteboard is these features. Over here, you have the laser. You can activate it with the letter Z. You can change the coloration. I always prefer red. You can use it for just demonstration. You can highlight things, and on their own, it's just for highlighting, okay? showcasing the importance of something, or directly during a tutorial, you can easily highlight and point to something that this is what you are referring to, and it becomes very easy. And you know, with time, it automatically goes out, it fades out on its own. Now, another feature that I kind of like is a timer. You can always set in the time for a meeting. You can make it 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and once you start, it's going to start the timing while you brainstorm on the ideas that you have for your company. Very easily and very effective. You can always pause or you can stop as you so wish. So the timer is really, really helpful. So you can always click out to make sure that you can stop, you can close. Okay. So over here, you have voting. If you want to carry out some votes, you can name the candidates. Maybe create a voting session, and you can give voting session 1, for example. Let's say we can just call it members of a committee, for example. Votes per person, we can make it only 1, and timer, no limit. You can set time, or you can make it no limit. You have other options as well, 1 vote per object, or only I can see the result, and so on. Me as the admin can see the result, but any other person cannot see. And over here, you have presentations. If you want to create presentations, you can go ahead and create presentation with the frames that you have. This is very easy when you have frames, so you can arrange them easily. You can add a frame and you can create all your presentations within. Okay, and down here you have pages. You can subdivide everything into pages. Now all you have done is on one page, you can add a different page and you can continue to work on pages. So it becomes very easy and very effective. You can click on this page and you continue to work. You can click on this page also and continue to work. I find it very, very useful and helpful. So this is about the basics of using Whiteboard within Zoom meetings. I think I find it exceptionally useful, and you can just go ahead, try and start on your own. Assume any meeting, you can have it on your own, even only you within the meeting, and you can just go ahead and try and see how you can whiteboard on your own, brainstorm ideas, just do 1 or 2 things to familiarize yourself with the features and see what you can use for yourself. Okay. So usually breakout rooms can function during meetings in cases if you want to subdivide yourself into groups, probably to have a separate discussion in another room, and then later you can converge into the same room, maybe, and finalize things. So as you are conducting a meeting within the same room, just like I have here, we can move some of the participants to a particular room, have a discussion, and then later we can revert back to this main room and then continue with our discussions. Okay, so this is very possible using the breakout rooms. We can find it in most competitions, like for example, I'm a Toastmasters member, and during our competitions, what we usually do, if we don't want participants to be a part of the main room, probably during speech competitions, we can take all the participants out of the room to separate rooms, which are called breakout rooms. And then when we finish discussing, or when the test speaker finishes speaking, we can now invite them separately to come and give their input about what they see. So breakout rooms can be very, very helpful in cases when you want to have separate discussions, separate conversations out of the main meeting room. Okay, so to start with, all you need is just to log into a meeting like I have here. I have 3 participants, including myself. And to enable the breakout room, you can come to the more option over here. You can see it here, or you can see it listed among the tools that you have at the bottom here. So look at it, breakout rooms. It's just like creating separate rooms. So to access it and to start using it, you can just go ahead and click on breakout rooms, and you'll now be able to have the option to create how many rooms. Okay, so how many rooms do you want to create? And then so you can move your participants to those rooms. So assuming I want to create only 2 rooms, and you can assign the participants manually or automatically. You can assign them to their separate rooms, or you can let the participants choose which room they want to participate. You can assign them manually, automatically, or let them choose which one. All right, so let's say I want to assign them manually. We can just go ahead and create a room. And now we have 2 rooms like I have requested. So you can hover over any of the rooms, and you have the option to click here to rename it. Okay, so let's say this is grant meeting. Okay, so this is grant. I can say yes to this. And then this one could be proposal discussion. Okay, so we have 2 rooms, grant meeting and proposal discussions. You can assign people to this room either right now or during the meeting. Okay, you can do that right now or during the meeting. So you have 2 rooms. You can add a room later on if you discover that you need to add a room. Maybe you have more participants that need to participate in a sub meeting, maybe possibly seminar or workshop separate from the main room. You can add a particular room and you can move them there. So you can recreate anything if you want to recreate anything. And down here you have the option to click here, and you have a lot of controls that you can take note of. For example, you can allow all the participants to choose a room that they want. You can enable this. You can allow participants to return to the main session at any time they want, and you can automatically move all assigned participants into the breakout room. So you have quite a number of controls over here. Auto close breakout rooms after 10 seconds, just to have some basic controls as regards who enters and who leaves the room. You can have all that digitally from here. And then you can set countdown timer to 60 seconds or thereabout during the meeting within the breakout rooms. Okay, so these are some basic controls that you can have, and you can declare the room open all the rooms so anyone can enter, and you can assign because we've already chosen to assign manually. So you can just click to assign. For example, I want to assign Dr. Yusuf to this, and I want to assign this guy to this room, so I've assigned them separately. All right, so you can see that at any given point when you click on rooms, you'll be able to see that we have two rooms, grant meeting and proposal meeting, and at the moment we have all our participants in the proposal meeting. So you can hover over any of the participants and you may decide to move him to the grant meeting or the main session. You can move him to anywhere. Okay, so you can move him maybe to grant room, and you can now have one participant by each room, and you as the admin can now join either the meeting room or the grant meeting to have a conversation with this person, or you can join the proposal meeting to have a meeting with this person. And once you are done with all the meetings, okay, you can now be able to close down the room and you can exit as you so wish. But in any case, you can always come here and you see all the participants in the meeting, and then you can see in the breakout rooms and where they are, and you can move them across to different sessions and to different rooms. So once you're done, also you can always bring someone back to the main room so you can continue your meeting. So let's say we move Dr. Salamatu to grant meeting. You can see right now all of them are in the grant meeting. Okay, so you can see this is in grant meeting, and this one also is in grant meeting. So let's move this guy to the main session, and let's say we are back. All right, so we are now back to the main session. You can move this one also to the main session. Okay, and all of them are now left the breakout room, and if you like, you can close the breakout room, and then you are now back to the main session. Okay, with all the participants in the main session. You can see all of us are now in this main session. So basically, this is how to create breakout rooms and manage them during Zoom meetings. It depends. This is just an example, and I've shown you how to use it with just 3 participants, including myself. In cases when you have more than 20, 50 participants, you just follow the same process. Okay, create 2 rooms and then follow the participants and assign them to the rooms accordingly. It's very, very easy and it's very interesting. Now, to record a meeting, let's assume we are in this meeting together. We've just launched this meeting and I have 3 participants and we've just started the meeting. Now, to start recording, you can just come over here. You can see record over here. All right. In some cases, you have to come down to the more option over here and you see record. Okay, but now we have it at this bottom. You can see it record. Mind you, it's because you are the main admin or the host of this meeting. That's why you have all of these controls. If you are a normal participant, you may not have access to all of these controls. Okay, so to start recording a meeting, we can just come to and click on record.
Recording in progress.
And you can see in all our participants, they will receive the option that recording is in progress. So they have to accept or they have to okay it to be able to record their own session, part of their session. Okay, so right now you can see we are recording this meeting, and it is, you can pause it, you can stop it at any given point. So it's very easy. And you can see right now at the top of the meeting, also top right, you can see recording. This meeting is being recorded, and all the participants can be able to know that the meeting is being recorded. So you can pause and you can stop if you want. You can pause it by just clicking on this. See, you've just stopped, and you can stop it by clicking on this. This is pause, and you can click on stop, and now everything is stopped. So you see, recorded file will be converted to MP4 when the meeting ends. So only when the meeting ends will you have access to the recordings that you've made. Now you can record more than one session. For example, during the meeting, you may want to record another session again, maybe another meeting with another participant. You can just go ahead and click on record. You can see right now recording in progress. Recording has started. So you're recording this session as well. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You can record that session. And once you're done recording, and maybe you don't want to record the subsequent session, you can just click on stop recording.
Recording stopped.
Now recording stopped. So you can access all the recordings again at the end of the meeting. So only when the meeting ends would you be able to have access to all the recordings. So let's try to end this meeting so that we can see how we can have access to all our recordings, and then how we can share it with our participants who are not able to attend this meeting, or at a later panel, maybe we want to decide or make a decision about the meeting that took place. So let's end the meeting. To end the meeting, you can come over here and just click on this close. You can end all the meeting, or you can leave the meeting as a participant. So let's say we end for all. And right now, once we click on end for all, you can see right now our videos have been converted. Okay, they've been converted into videos. You can see them over here. It's automatic. You don't have to go anywhere to find them. You don't have to suffer anything during the meeting. So this is MP4. They've been converted. So once you hit on any of them, you will now see that this is your recording. This is your meeting recording. So this is the second one that we've recorded. Okay, so these are the two meetings or the two sessions that we've just recorded with their audio separately. You can see them. Now, alternatively, if you want to have access to the recording, maybe probably after the meeting, and you just return back to your account, you can come down to open recordings here. And once you click on this small arrow, it will bring you to this place, and then you can see local recordings. So these are the two recordings that you have for today, both of them combined within one, so we can be able to see them in a particular meeting. So once you click, you'll be able to see the local recording. Okay, so this is basically how to record a session or a part of a session and then have access to it, and you can go ahead and share it with your participants or with your member of your team members. Okay, so you can always click and it will open directly, or you can always click to view, and you can see this is where the meeting is. This is the folder. It is found in your document under Zoom, and you'll be able to see the meeting item over here. So you can copy this file if you like, and you can share it with somebody, or you can open it up and copy only the MP4 file and just share with your participants or with your team members. So you can add captions and you can have translations during meetings very easily. And to start with, if you want to enable captions across a meeting, regardless of whether you are the one speaking or any other person within the meeting, you can activate it by coming over to captions over here, add captions and hide captions. You can click on this small arrow. You can see it here as the host. If you cannot see it, you can come to more and you can see it listed over here, captions. So you can come to this small arrow. You can just click on it and you can see captions. You can caption in any language, be it English, Estonian, Finnish, German. You can see different kind of languages. You can select as you so wish, and it's going to caption the whole conversation or the whole meeting in this language. You can check out the caption settings, and over here you can see this is closed captioning. The font size, you can increase it if you want to increase. The coloration for the caption color, this is going to be white under the black background, and the translation color is going to be this yellow under the black background. So this is the default one, but you're free to change it if you want to change. Always show captions, you can enable, or show original and translated in the meeting captions menu. You can enable all this, and you can specify the charge display size. You can vary the sizing from here as well, and dim screen share video. You can enable all this and many other features down here. Okay, these are screen reader alerts, but the basic ones I always like to go with the default. I leave everything. The closed captioning default is including the translation color. So let's come down here. Once you click on this, it's going to, you can hide or you can put host caption control settings as well. Who shares caption, you can enable all these. Allow closed captioning for this meeting. As the host, you have this control. You can allow people to show to enable the captioning, or you can disable from here, and no one within the meeting can be able to add or disable captions. Lock caption languages for these meetings. You can equally ask people to be able to enable people to be able to change to add captioning in a specified language. As the host, you can give that specification, and anyone who is going to caption can only caption in that language that you've specified. So to start the captioning, let's just come over here, click on show captions. So let's enable the let's open our camera to be able to speak. So this is just a test of our caption. So I'm just trying to demonstrate how fantastic the captioning can be, and you can see the translation is coming out very, very nice and fantastic, and anyone can benefit or can understand what is happening here. So this is just a simple demonstration of what is happening during our meetings, and you can see the write-up as perfect as it is coming out. Everything is in English and it's coming out as perfect as it is here. So I can mute myself and now stop. And you can see the captioning is very, very perfect and it's done very, very fantastically. And you can always hide the caption from here and everything now goes back to normal. So basically, Zoom has collaborated with a lot of applications to make meetings engaging and very easy to carry out. Some of those applications, you can find them directly when you log in and start a meeting. As the host, you can be able to see it over here. You can see apps down here and you can click on this to give some controls to the participants. Okay, who can start a collaboration? You can see all participants and who can start a collaboration when someone else already started a conversation. You can define all this. So let's say we keep everything at default and we want to start checking out on the applications that we have to make things easier for us. So you can come down here and click on applications. So you can see the existing applications. You can have my apps. These are the applications I'm using currently within Zoom meetings. I have the Kahoot, I have the timer, I have the virtual background, the music. The timer controls your workday with the timer. Okay, so you can be able to, while having meeting, put in the timer and you'll be able to see how much time you have left and how much time you've exhausted. This virtual background enables you to change your background through the meeting. I'll show you samples of them, and this one plays a music throughout the meeting as you are conducting it. This one can help you to take group photos with just a simple click. And as you all know, Kahoot is very popular. You can have it to play games within participants, so it promotes also engagement as well. So in cases where you need to add more apps, you can always come to add apps over here. And you can search from existing ones. You can see so many of them. Okay, approved apps. You can see trending apps, new apps, analytics, broadcasting and streaming. You can see so many of them. You can just decide to acquire any of them. And once you have anyone that you are interested in, you can just go ahead and just click on get to get it. Okay, so this one is meeting recaps. It gives you a recap of what happens during a meeting. So to get this, all you need is just to come over here and click on get. All right, so once it finished download, you can just click on add and it's going to add to the list of apps that you have in my apps. Requesting permission to connect to Zoom, and you can say allow. This is going to be added to the list of apps that you have. So you can always come back and you will see in my apps, we have a new app recently added. You can see it over here. So you can use any of the apps accordingly. You can hover over any and you can see, you can copy the link and share, and you can auto open during a meeting if you want to set it to auto open. So let me try maybe two of them to show you how this can be very helpful during meetings. Let's start with the timer. Very simple and easy to use. So you can just click on the timer. And like I said, you can have the timer and you can have stopwatch. So the timer, you can specify the number of minutes or number of hours that you're interested to start the meeting. And maybe let's say in 5 minutes, once you click on start, you can enable to show to all the participants. All participants in the meeting can be able to see this while they are conducting meeting, and you can specify what happens after the meeting, after the timing ends. So you can come over here. What kind of noise do you want it? Should it say time up or Vegas or pencils down, and the winner is? You can set up all this if you're interested. So let's say we'll go with time up, and we can set timing to be 5 seconds, for example, and then you can just hit on start, and all the participants in this particular meeting will be able to see the timer popping up or coming up on their screen, and they'll be able to see how much time they have left. And all right, so you can see they have 5 minutes and they'll be able to know exactly how much time they have left and what they can do. You can always pause and you can always cancel if you're interested. So let's say we cancel at this point. So this is timer. You can start a stopwatch. This is very useful also when you're delivering, for example, for our Toastmasters Club, we want someone to speak for between 5 to 7 minutes virtually, of course. So you can set in the stopwatch for him to know exactly how much time he has wasted and how much time he has left. So you can just say start and it's going to start the stopwatch. So anyone in the meeting can equally have access to this and can see what is happening as well. All right, so this is about the timer. Anytime you're done, you can reset, you can cancel, you can resume if you're interested. So at this moment, let me get out of this. Let's try the virtual background also as an application within Zoom. So we can click to kickstart the virtual background. This just enables you to choose any kind of background and have it by your side during the meetings. So you can see we have the nature related backgrounds. You can see quite fantastic backgrounds that you can easily, with just one click, you can set to your own virtual background. You can just click and it becomes your background perfectly. And this is the nature. You can search for anything within Pixels. Pixels is now also collaborating with Zoom, so we can search images directly and bring them in without any copyright issues. So you have interiors. If you are interested, I kind of like this on interiors. If you're interested to have interiors, you can see them very beautifully designed, especially for presenters or someone in a meeting settings. Okay, and maybe if you want to have some spacious office and so on, you can search directly, or you can use the existing ones, which I find very, very relevant and useful. You can see quite a number of them. And then we have arts. If you're interested in arts, you can find images that are art related that you can easily set as your background and use them. And you have travels also, if you are interested in travels, or on your own, you can just search for virtually anything. And with just this simple click of set this as my background, it automatically becomes your background. So that's about this. You can share the app and you can invite users to use the app as well. And then you can expand the app view. If you're interested in expanding the view, you can expand it so you can see the bigger view, something like. But I kind of like the interiors. They are very, very nice and very fantastic that you can easily select and use, and it will portray professionalism that you are actually working in a professional environment or settings. So you can always click on this to close out and click on this to come out back to the main My Apps or the About. You can always search and add apps or use the apps accordingly. Okay, so this is virtually basically how to add in apps and use them within My Apps. Okay, you can go ahead and explore how many apps you want to try. You can just select and try on your own and see how they function, and you can try using them to engage your participants during a particular meeting. If you look at this, generally you will notice that all our participants have no profile picture. Now, as a participant or as the host of a meeting, you want to add in profile picture to your video, or even without you being the host, you can always come over here, come down to videos and click, and you can go to video settings, come to profile, and you'll be able to see this is Epic AI. This is my own profile, and you can see right now I don't have any picture. So you can go to edit profile, or you can click on this to actually upload a picture. So what you need to do is you can drag and drop, or you can click on change picture directly, and you can navigate within your system to wherever you have your picture. Assuming I have this picture, I kind of like it, I want to make it my profile picture, I can just go ahead and click on open. Now it's left for you to zoom out. You can zoom in to a specific point, or you can zoom out like I've zoomed out, and you can click and move directly. You can click and pan accordingly to choose a particular position. So you appear very professional during the meeting by having a profile picture. All right, so once you're done, you like this position, you can just go ahead and say save, and this is going to save this to your profile, and you're going to have a profile picture now that everyone can look and see you look professional during the meeting. All right, so this is basically how to add profile picture. If you want to update or edit your profile, just like the name here, you want to change some things, you can click on edit my profile, and this is going to take you to your Zoom account. Of course, you have to log in to have access to that particular account. So let's say I'm going to log in to this. All right, so you can see right now I've logged into the account. I have my profile picture, and you can see it professionally looking here and even here. Okay, it has appeared. If you want to change anything based on the profile, you can come over here and change, for example, the phone number. You can change the time code, the date format, the time format, and so on. You have quite a number of controls that you can change over here. In cases if you're interested in changing the name, you can always click here and you have your own opportunity to change the name. For example, I want to change this to Abdul Rashid Said, for example, and the display name, I want it to display Epic Mentorship. For example, this is just an example. Location, you can put all these: company, department, job title, and so on. You can put all of these details and you can save them directly. Or more so, you have more other controls or features or things to add in your profile if you're interested. Okay, so once you finish changing the profile picture, you come back to the meeting And you see right now, you look much more professional and different because you have your profile picture in the midst of other participants. So very easily, someone looking can now know that this is the person speaking or participating in this meeting. Right now, we have 3 participants in this meeting, and as you can see, this is the gallery view. As the host, you can change the view. You can decide to show someone or show a particular presenter. That is when you have the speaker view, or you have other different types of views. So we are going to look at the different views that we have in Zoom and how to set them during a meeting so that you can have a very professional and a very focused meeting. So you don't have to be looking at someone who is not speaking or someone who you are supposed to be looking at. We will have a general overview of who participates in the meeting and who is talking at the same time. So this is the gallery view. Like I said, you can see it over here where you have all the participants separated or spread within the canvas like this. We have all the 3 participants within a canvas. Now, if you want to have a speaker view, you can click over here and you will have the speaker, only the person speaking on this. So right now we can have only this guy speaking. If you want to speak, for example, in this meeting, if I want to start speaking, my profile will now be visible here. So let me start speaking. Hello, this is me. Alright, so let's say we have myself speaking, and at the participants, they will be able to see me on their screen. Okay, you can see they are now seeing me directly as the person speaking. Okay, this is me on their screen as the person speaking. Now, if I have someone to speak as well, we are going to have the same thing. So this is speaker view, where it highlights only the speaker during this particular meeting. The gallery view, like I said, just enables everyone to show. Okay, so the person speaking, you will see him with this green line, okay, showcasing that he's the one currently speaking. Okay, so if this person starts speaking, you will now see this green line moving, this green rectangle moving to him directly. Now you can have another view, which is the multi-speaker view. If you want to have 2 speakers, okay, speaking at the same time, you can have one by the side and another one by the side as well. So you can have them grouped together. Okay, so this multi-speaker, if you have 2 people speaking at the same time, you can as well have them together. So just like the name implies, multi-speaker view, you can have 2 people speaking at the same time, maybe simultaneously. You can have them side by side. So another view that I found very interesting, and this is the one I used most of the time, is the immersive view. Immersive view is very, very interesting and very useful. If you learn how to use it, you look quite professional during a meeting. Now choose immersive view. There are different views. You can choose automatically or you can choose manually. Automatically, these are assigned. So this is Epic AI, this is Dr. Yusuf, this is this guy in the meeting. So right now we have 3 participants in this view. You can change the view. You can have whole view, for example. These are the participants, and if you like, you can have different types of views. You can click and have 5 participants, and you can see right now we have all the participants and their views. You can choose anyone as you so wish. You can choose this one, so you'll be able to see you in this theater. Okay, this theater view, and you can see the participants as if they are watching a movie, but they are attending a meeting. Okay, so you can see series of different types. You have this one. I kind of like this one sometimes. You have 2 people, all right? And depending on how many participants you want, you have this one with 6 participants, and we have 3 right now seated in this room. If you want, you can make it 2, or you can make it 1 if you're interested. And at any given point, you can click on this to add custom background. If you want to add a custom background, maybe you want to bring in a background on your own to fit in to that particular one that you have, you can add in custom background and it becomes your background during any meeting. You can see right now we have the participants, but they have their own custom background. But this is within one meeting, all the participants. So it's good sometimes during taking a group photo, you can have this kind of view with 25 participants. If you notice you are up to 25, you can just use this and take in the group photo. So once you say start, this is going to enable you. Now you have Rashid here, you have these 2 participants. Okay, so that's how the thing is. Very easy and very interesting. You can choose the view. You can change the view also if you want. You can always go back to the immersive view. You can always go back, change the view, and then you can choose anyone. So let's say we choose something simple, something like this. So once you click on this, you can say start. You can see this is me at the table, and you can have other participants as well. So it will appear just like that when you are having your camera. So it will assume as if you are inside this room conducting an interview or conducting a meeting. So it's very, very interesting. Just go ahead and try it. And during your meetings, you can decide to have this view to promote professionalism and just some kind of professional touch to the meeting. Okay, so one last thing is you can always exit immersive view by coming back to view, and you can say leave immersive view, and now you are back to the normal view that you have during your meetings. Now, another thing is you can always come down from the view. You can have change theme, you can have bloom, can change the theme of the meeting. You can have this bloom. Okay, theme is very interesting sometimes to give it some professional touch, or sometimes you have rows and it changes the background or the overview of the meeting looks and so on. You can play around with this. It can be very helpful and quite interesting depending on your brand or what you are working with. I kind of like this blue, right? So you can still hide self view in the view. You can hide yourself, or you can hide on video participants, show meeting timers and so on, and can go full screen if this is what you're interested. So these are various views options that you can actually play around with. Very interesting and easy to use. Okay, so sometimes it becomes very easy for you to get the best out of Zoom meetings when you can take notes within your screen. You don't have to use any external source or external material, maybe like a jotter or a notebook, to take in notes during meetings. You can do everything digitally and during the meeting. Alright, so to take notes during Zoom meetings, all you need is to come over to the notes section over here. You can see it down here. If you don't see it in your account, you can always come to more options and you'll be able to see it listed over here, notes. So you can click on this small arrow to enable who allow participants to share their notes, or you don't allow them to share notes. So this can be very helpful if you are even a secretary in a departmental meeting or in a company meeting. So you can take note continuously, and later on you will be allowed to share the meeting notes with the participants either during the meeting, or you can export it in PDF and share with the participants also after the meeting. Now, to start taking notes during meetings, all you need is to come down to notes over here and click on notes. And be able to search for existing notes. If you want to start a fresh note, you can just go ahead and say new note. And these are existing notes that I have taken during subsequent meetings, previous meetings. You can click here and see recent, my notes, and shared with me notes. You can see start notes. You'll be able to see all of them. And if you have a specific project that you are going to work on, it's better you add in projects. For example, so we can say research grant. Okay, so this is going to be only under research grant. So you can say, let's say we have a new project, so you call it research grant. Okay, so you can add in members and invite message. You can send invites to your members. You can add members directly. You can search by their names, for example, Epic Mentorship. Or you can search for their email. If you have them within the meeting, you can search for names and give them control, whether they can be editors or just viewers. And you can add in the notes over here and create the project. So let's say I've created a project, and now everything is going to be saved under this my project. Okay, you can come down and you can click on this, and you can see this is my research grant project. Now want to add notes under research grant, you can just click on new, and right now you can just start taking notes on your own. So you can start taking notes like starting the meeting, managing director speaking, and what did he say. You can be as detailed as you can. You can be as detailed as you can, and you can select the text. You have all of these text editing features. You can bold things, you can italize things, you can underline things, you can strike through if this is what you are interested in, or you can change in the heading. Okay, you can make it header 1, header 2, header 3, or the about, just like the way you have in normal text editing features. You have list, you can make it bullet and numbered list. If you're interested, you can make it bullet list, or you can make it the checklist. Okay, starting the meeting, managing director speaking, and then you can add another person, maybe the secretary's remark. Okay, so and you can check off as they speak or they about. Okay, this one spoke, and we are in the secretary's remark. And over here you can see more options. Like for example, you can change the font style, okay, and the font size as well. You can change the font size. You can change the color of the text to any color of your choice. You can select any of the text. You can come over here and you can change the color to any color of your choice, for example this, and you can have other controls like you can have the text highlight, you can align left, right and center, you can indent, and you can insert images if you are interested. Also in your meetings you can select and insert images directly, you have them inserted very easily, just like that. And you have a bunch of controls also in the meeting. Okay, so you can see right now we can do quite a lot, and you can undo things also with Ctrl+Z if you're interested. So you have all of these control. You can add links, you can put a divider, you can clear the style, you can undo and redo. You can have quite a number of controls over here. And once you're done adding the meetings and taking your notes, you can change the note taking name. Okay, you can give it a name. For example, you can say the meeting briefings. And then you have a bunch of controls over here, like you can add to start, you can help, use request for help, leave feedback, report, log notes for it so that nobody can edit your notes or thereabout. You can move to trash, move to project, or export as a PDF, which is the feature that I like most. You can export as a PDF, or you can open in a completely different browser, and you can share the browser as well with your participants. You can change the appearance of the note-taking app also from light to dark. Right now it's on light. Now we've changed it to dark. You can change it to others as well. Automatic, you can see. Change it to anything. You can open in browsers. You can duplicate the notes or thereabout very easily. And then at the end of it all, you can decide to share by just giving links to the people, or you share in the meeting, or you can copy the link and share with the people. Very easy and very nice. So even during the sharing, you can give controls of whether for someone to be a co-owner or a viewer directly. So it all boils down to you. Just go ahead and explore taking notes during meetings using this particular inbuilt app within Zoom. So before you start scheduling a meeting from Google Calendar, you will need to add the Zoom extension on your browser. So depending on which kind of browser you are working on, you can always come to, like we've explained earlier on, to zoom.us/downloads, and you will be able to add in the different kind of extensions that you have to your browser, be it on Chrome, on Microsoft Edge, or on Mozilla Firefox. You'll be able to see the extensions over here. So for this case, let's try to add a Chrome extension to enable us schedule our meetings from Google Calendar. Alright, once you are here, you can just go ahead and say add to Chrome, and this extension is going to be added to your Chrome browser. Add extension, and you can see that Zoom Chrome extension has been added to Chrome. So this is now successful. So what you need to do, you can go to calendar.google.com over here, and let's say we want to schedule a meeting for tomorrow. You can just go ahead and click on this, and then you can add the title of the meeting, and then you specify the date and time. You have the date, the timing, is it okay? 11 a.m. If you want, you can make it 11:45 to 12:45. You can choose the time zone if you are interested. So right now I'm in Africa, and we go to Lagos time. Now you can find a time. If you have some busy schedules, you can use the automatic to find a specific time based on your schedules that is best for you. Now the next thing is you can add guests. You can click to add guests if you have any. So let's say we are going to select some of them, like this guy, just added him. You can add as many as you want. You can request guest permission, give them the permission to invite others, to modify the event, to see guest lists, and so on. Now you can add location if you are interested in adding location, but at this moment I don't want to add anything. We can go as specific as sitting on this to add location. For example, we can say Zaria. So this is Zaria, and if you want to see the Google Map location also, you can preview this in Maps, and you'll be able to see it directly, and you can pinpoint the location directly. So one thing you need to notice is that you can make this a Zoom meeting at the instance, but this is a feature that you can only have access to if you have the Zoom extension added to your browser. So we can just go ahead directly and make this a Zoom meeting. So you have to sign in. All right, so make this a Zoom meeting. Yes, would you like to send invitation to the emails to Google Calendar guests? You can say don't send the email right now. Okay, and you can see right now we have our meetings details, the Zoom joining meeting link. You can see it here, and you can see the meeting ID and password. Everything is being created. These are our guests. This is the location where the meeting is going to take place. You can just click by clicking here to join the Zoom meeting directly. You can join the meeting from your browser. Okay, so this is a board members meeting. You can see all the details are here, and you can always edit if you want to edit anything. Right, the meeting details is populated automatic, and you can always save after editing anything. Okay, so this meeting has been created, and you can always view it in the meeting list from your dashboard. You can join directly, or from your calendar you can just click and you join the meeting directly, and Zoom meeting starts. So to start with, let me log into my account. I've just logged in, and I've just joined an existing meeting, this one. And as a host, you can see I have this many features that I can control. I can record a meeting, I can start a whiteboard, I can create breakout rooms, I can have apps that I can add up, and I can just directly play around with them. I can add captions and put in control to people who can add captions as well. Now, we can have other more settings. I can share documents, I can allow people to share, I can change different views, and so on. Now, we can have more settings as the host of a particular meeting. And in addition to the very basic tools that you can see here, we have another tool that is called Host Tools. You can click on this, and you can be able to see all of the powers that you have at the basic level. You can allow all participants to share screen if you want, which is taken right now. If it is ticked, it means you can share your screen as a participant. The host allows that. You can chat, you can rename yourself if you're interested in renaming yourself during the meeting. The host has given you the permission to do all this. You can unmute yourself during the meeting. You can just pop in and talk, and you can start a video. You can share your whiteboard. You can share notes. You can record your computer as well. This feature has not been taken. So if you want to allow participants to record to computers, you can give this control as well if you're interested. You can request to record the computer. This is possible to all participants to be able to see a request to record computer. You can collaborate with Zoom apps. You can set meeting timers if you're interested. You can suspend participants' activity at any given point. You have all of this power as the host of the meeting. And then you can lock the meeting against entrance, or for latecomers, you can decide to lock in the meeting so nobody enters and nobody leaves a particular meeting once you lock it. Waiting rooms are very important. Sometimes before you bring in a candidate for an interview, you may want to discuss about him, have a chat with the team members about his CV or thereabout. So creating waiting rooms can give you, just like the physical waiting room, someone to wait at the lobby before you give an entrance to him. So you can customize the waiting room given the details of the meeting, so anybody coming in, you will know that exactly he's in the right meeting, and you keep waiting. You can hide profile pictures of all participants. If you don't want anybody to show his profile picture, you want an anonymous meeting, you can do that also as the host. Now, in addition to all of this, you have other features, like you can come to video settings over here. You can come to video settings. Now, from the general, you can see you have all of these features that you can play around with. You can have use dual monitors, enter full screen when sharing or joining a meeting, always show meeting controls. You can see this general. You can change most importantly, the appearance of the meeting. You can change the system settings. You can make it a dark mode, or you can make it a light mode. Sometimes people prefer to go with the light mode, but I always prefer to keep it in dark. And the theme, like we've said earlier, this is the Bloom settings. You can go down to the classic, or you can go to rose, or I gave like we showed earlier. Okay, so in each case, if you choose a theme, it affects the appearance, the system appearance of the meeting. So let's go down here. You have other features. You can enable reactions and what you need to add. You can view more options still from the general. You can come to more options. And once you click on more options, it will automatically take you to your account where you can set in more features during the meeting. And this is general. You can have the video settings like we've explained earlier. You can set in the videos and so on. And you can set in the videos. You have audio settings. You have screen sharing options. You have more controls as regards who shares and what he shares as regards the screen sharing during a particular meeting. You can allow share individual windows, or share all windows from an application, or you can automatically share desktop, or share all captions. You can control what a particular person should share during a particular meeting. Okay, have team chat, how do you control it? You have missed calls, you can have drafts and sends and reminders and bookmarks and so on. You have quite a number of controls over here. And anytime you are interested in more features, you can always click out and it will bring you over to your account. Once you are in your account, you will have many more other settings to deal with as the host. You can define those before you even start the meeting. Now, these are Zoom apps, the ones we have, and you can always manage the apps. You can always clear the apps if you're interested. The local data within the apps and cookies, and you have also background effects. You can add in background, like we've said, like we've explained earlier on. You can go ahead and add in background. Your record options, this is where you define where you want to save your recordings. By default, it comes to documents and Zoom, but you can define another location if you have another specific location that you want to save your Zoom recordings on. And then down here, we talk about the profile. We've just shown you how you can change your profile picture and view advanced settings. It will bring you over here, and you can do quite a lot as regards changing the profile name, the other details as well. And then you have statistics. This is going to give you the statistics of what is going on during the meeting. This overall, who participated in the meeting, the audio levels, the audio, the video, the screen sharing. You'll be able to see all of these features during a meeting. This is just like a report of what goes on in the meeting. All right. And then we have the keyboard shortcuts, which we are going to talk about in a bit. Okay. And lastly, we have the accessibility, which we've just talked about, how you can access the closed captions and the translations. You could be able to access them, and these are some screen reader alerts that you can enable or disable accordingly if you're interested. So these are some of the very basic things that you have as a control when you are hosting a meeting as the host. You have all of these controls and more. If you click on advanced or more options, you'll be brought in here. And in here, you have a number of things. The general control that we have over there, and you have the meeting controls, the AI companion, recordings, audio conferencing, and Zoom apps, and so on. There are quite a lot you can check here and you can have access to. So just feel free to explore and come over here and see which one and which ones you can play around with, and or what features do you want to tweak, and see what you can change. But in general, you can kickstart quite a lot from here as the host of the meeting, and you can change quite a lot also during the meeting. Now, to start with, there are a number of keyboard shortcuts which you can have access to. I can show you the best ones that I have used so far. For example, during any meeting, if you want to unmute yourself directly very fast during a meeting, you want to just quickly unmute yourself to speak something, I always like to use the space bar. Like you can see, if I press this space bar, you can see I have temporarily unmute myself. And if I lift my hands from the space bar, I now go back to muted. Okay, so anytime you can hold down the space bar and speak, and then you can release to go back to mute. You can have other shortcut keys, like you can use Command I if at any given point you want to invite people to the meeting. You can copy the invite link, or you copy the invitation directly containing everything, and then you can invite them directly by their emails or from the list or type of filter that you have. Okay, and you can see the password, the meeting passcode directly from here. So you can easily invite people by their contact or by their email addresses. You can link up and you can just copy directly and invite people. So that's Command I. Another very important keyboard shortcut that I very much use during meetings is the Shift Command S. Anytime I want to share my screen, I can just hit on the Shift Command S to enable the share screen, and I can share any of my screen like I have explained through the tutorial. You can select which view that you want to share, and you can just go ahead and share your screen directly. If you want to share the entire screen, or you want to share a particular document, or you want to share a section of the screen or a window or a tab, you can just go ahead and do that. Okay, and you can just close to be back on with the main meeting. Another very important keyboard shortcut that I always use during meetings, if I want to raise up my hand and give a comment, or raise up my hand and ask question. So to raise hand is you use the Option Y in your keyboard. Option Y enables you to raise up your hand. You can see I've raised my hand, and these hands will remain up until I press Option Y again to take it down. All right. So another important keyboard shortcut is the Option Command R for meeting recording. I can do Option Command R Okay, you can record with audio or you can record without audio depending on yourself. And you can still press on Shift Command R to stop the recording. This is very, very helpful as well during meetings. You can just use your keyboard to enable recording or to stop the recording directly. So there are a number of other keyboard shortcuts which you can access by just coming over to the settings over here. From this small arrow, you can go to more settings and you can have access to these shortcut keys. These are the basic shortcut keys. These are in-meeting shortcut keys. You can see joining a meeting with Command J and starting a meeting with Shift Control Command V. To schedule a meeting, you can do that with these. Start screen sharing, like we've explained directly. This is mute and unmute yourself. Ask to unmute all hosts. You can do that with this, and in each case you can double click to change the command. For example, in this one you can change the command to something, Shift Command A to change it to this, okay, and you can restore to default at any given point, but you can change as you so wish. This is pause, resume recording with this, which we have explained. View previous page of video participants in gallery view. You can do that. You can see any of them that you're interested in. You can go ahead and customize and change it to your liking. This is team chat. These are the controls that you have. This is clips, okay, in case you have clips. This is phone. These are the controls that you have. This is general. These are the controls that you have. Start network diagnostics, move to next tab, move to previous tab, and so on. So at any given point you can change anything. You can customize it and then you can restore back to default if you're done changing things.